Right, we're back. We're going to be starting to slowly over time recreate natural stones. So this one here is a natural rainbow quartz. So we're going to replicate that. I might do the wire wrap at the end, but I'm not going to do that yet because that's quite time consuming and quite fiddly on such a small piece. I'll do a tree wrap for you soon. But we're going to be using these. I've had these for so long. I don't really get on with them because they really are a pain to demold. But we're going to make some pendants, or you could make them into earrings. You could do all sorts with these. So we're going to be using the Resin mica powders for this one to replicate the colours in the stone. So the colours I'm going to be using are orchid, tangerine. Then we go into our yellow, then into our green. This is the lawn green. And then we top it up and finish it off with the blue. So I'm going to be doing this today with the UV resin from Resin. You could do this with 2-part. It's not a problem. I just thought I'd keep it simple and quick. So I've got my mould here. Only because it quite nicely holds my pendants in place. Well, it does this one, not so much that one. Can I put it in the one below it? And then just make sure that they're level and they're not going to fall over. Right, so let's get some little mixing cups. Right, so I've got my cups at the ready. And we're going to start mixing in. Now we don't want these to be too strong in colour. We want some transparency to the piece. Just going to pour some UV resin in there. And then we're going to start off with our pink, which is the orchid. And then we're just going to add a dash. Hopefully that's not too much. And then just stir that in. As always, massive shout out to my channel members. Thank you for signing up, and to those who have bought me a coffee or a super thanks since my last video. If you haven't seen that last video, go and check it out. This was the piece that I created. Again, I'm going to be playing around with the whole magnification side of resin with some super cool techniques coming. I just need to master them. Thank you to those who have hit the subscribe button as well. If you haven't, as always, it's just in that bottom right corner, and in the description box below is all of the products that I've used in my video. So we're just going to wait for the bubbles to rise and pop, and now we're just going to pour in. Let me take you down. Try and get you in a better angle so that you can kind of see how much I'm putting in. Maybe that will help. So I'm just going to pour into each one. Trying not to get it onto the sides. Is that focused? I'll get the hang of this filming stuff soon. So, we're not going to cure this straight away. We're going to wait until the end, because we want the colours to kind of just mix up a little bit. So I'm now going to go for my orange. And again, just a dash. Don't want to go too crazy. And then just mix that one up. And just make sure there's no lumps or streaks. And this is a super easy and fun piece to make. And they really do look like the original. We'll do a comparison at the end just to show you just how similar they are. Right, so now we'll just pour that straight on top of the pink that we've already put in. Hopefully I've got enough of both. Might have to mix up a little bit more. I think that would be fine. Just get every last drop out, I think. I'll touch the side. I'm going to have to wait for that to run down now. So now with my yellow, I panicked then. I thought that I'd got some pink mica powder in there somehow, but it's stained. It's my mould that's stained. Again, not too much. Just a dash. I'll skip all the mixing part because it's quite boring, isn't it? So you can see it's still quite transparent. We're just using it as a kind of tint. So now we add the yellow to the orange or tangerine. And again, if you haven't joined my Discord, lots of people have now joined. That is also in, I think that's in the description box. If not, it's in my bio, where you can come and share your art, get some tips, advice, and just say hi and meet new people. So that is our, so far we've got our pink, orange and yellow. So now we need to go in with our green. Just a dash. And then we go on top of that yellow with a green. These would, I think these would sell really well if you've got Etsy or Shopify or something like that. I think these would sell really well. Whoops, I just dripped a bit over the side. And I think I will just show you a really quick and easy way to dress these ready for sale. Now to finish it off with our blue. You can try this with dyes as well, liquid dyes. I have done it. I just really do prefer the mica version of this. I've tested it in a few different variations, but this really does have the most natural effect. Right, now to cure. And as always, I still haven't got a proper UV lamp, so I'm going to do mine the slow way. Right, so they're fully cured. I've started the demold process. I just pinched around the edges and run it under the tap and then just kind of pushed. These can be a right pain. That's why I rarely use them. They can be a right pain to get out, but it's worth it. Just pinch around the bottom because it kind of creates a vacuum in the bottom of the mould. It can just be a bit of a pain to get out. Come on. There we go. So that is the twisty one. Just dry that off. You can see how that just, we'll get the photo back up in a moment and just do a comparison to the natural, the real one, the real deal. Wow. So there we go. It is pretty much an exact replica. So let's do a simple wrap. So if you don't want to wire wrap, you don't have to. You can always just add an eyelet on and then just hang that as a pendant or just turn it into an earring, whatever you decide to do. So we're now just going to give this a simple wrap. I'm going to kind of make this up as I go along. So for this I'm using a 23 gauge round wire. I might use a half round as well. I haven't made my mind up yet. So I've cut about 9 or 10 inches of that wire off, and we're going to begin, I think, by making the bail. So I've got these pliers. I'm only going to make a small bail, so we're just going to grip that wire and then just wrap it around Again, I'm not a pro at this. Just going to follow that round. I'm going to end up with 4 wraps to make that bail. So now I'm just going to bend this wire to an angle and hope this works. So I'm just going to wrap that now around the pendant quite tightly, because we don't want it falling out. Just follow it down at an even gap. Until we get, maybe we'll come round just to the front at the bottom here. So the bail is preventing it from sliding out, where we've just going to bend that over a little bit. Now we just need to finish off that bottom section. So we're just going to snip off our excess and just leave a small tail there. Now what we're going to do, if I can find them, we're going to use our round nose pliers and just get a grip on that end, and then just bring that wire round into a curl. Whoops. I'm all fingers and thumbs. Like so. Need to just bring that round to the front a bit more. So now we have everything in place. I'm not quite happy with the way this bail is sitting. So I'm just going to pop that back in its mould. Is it going to stay? I think it will. Stay level. I'm just going to top the top section up just to hold that bail in place, so it's not going to move over the place, all over the place. Just going to put a small amount of UV resin and also cover that end of the wire, just to hold everything in place, so it's not going to move around and bend, and that's not going to catch anyone. So I'm happy now that is solid, and there we have it. Let's stick it on a choker. And there it is. I'm super happy with that, and it looks like the original stone at a fraction of the cost. It probably cost, with what everything that I've used, maybe less than £1, probably about 70p if that. It's minimal amount of resin, minimal amount of mica powder. These are on Amazon. You can buy them in 50 packs, 100 packs for next to nothing. And the wire, we barely used any at all. So, super cool results again, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Give the video a thumbs up. Please drop me a comment to help with the algorithms. And if you haven't hit that sub button, do that for me now. And I will see you for the next one. Bye for now.